Unit 3, Module 12, Fringes. By the end of this module, students will be able to trace the history of fringes, list the types of fringes, recognize the usage of fringes in the current fashion scenario. Introduction. Fringe is an ornamental textile trim applied to an edge of a textile item such as drapery, a flag, or epaulets. The original purpose of fringe was for preventing a cut piece of fabric from unraveling when a hemming was not used. Fringing is more commonly made separately and sewn on in modern fabrics. Modern add-on fringes may consist of wool, silk, linen, or narrow strips of leather. This embellishment is definitely trending, although this is just one of the many revivals. In fact, fringe trim has been in and out of fashion for over 100 years and has existed for centuries. Fringe has made quite a retort in the fashion scene as of late. One can find it being used in a variety of styles, from rugged suede jackets to glamorous party dresses. This embellishment is definitely trending, although this is just one of many revivals of history. In fact, the fringe trim has been in and out of fashion for well over 100 years and has existed for centuries. Please take a moment to observe these images with fringes. History of fringes. The origin of fringe dates back to 3000 BC in Mesopotamia or the present day Iraq. It is alleged to have been worn widely in many civilizations and by all classes of people. Though no corporal evidence of Mesopotamian fringe exists today, the people of this era have left behind detailed sculptures, statues, and written accounts that give us a picture of what this ancient embellishment was like. Fringe was mostly included in skirts and shawls used to adorn garments worn from cotton or linen, and for the wealthy silk was used. There was a variety of styles, hanging straight, knotted, or tied into unique designs. In the later years of Mesopotamia, fringe became increasingly more elaborate. Techniques included fringes that had been dyed in all kinds of shades or layered in tiers, embellishing the entire garment. Fringe had vital importance in the Mesopotamian culture. It was even used as a kind of signature for important contrasts. Rather than signing their name or using a seal, men would press their fringes into a clay contract. They were so unique. As a part of Native American culture. Native Americans are also ascribed with being some of the first to innovate incorporating fringes into their clothing. Fringes were usually created discreetly from the rest of the garment, with the textile cut into strips or twisted into cords. Leather or suede was the choice of material. For many tribes, fringe served a variety of purposes. It was both decorative and practical. For instance, this kind of embellishment aided the wearer to repel rainwater drops which would travel down the tassels and away from the body. Originally, fringe was also a form of sustainability for Native Americans. In their garment constructions, it was common practice not to trim seams as this was considered inefficient, especially for leather garments, as leather took a long time to prepare. The seams instead were clipped into fringes to create a more decorative look. Any other excess material was turned into fringe and used to embellish clothing. Please have a look at these images wherein different products had been made with fringes. The Golden Age of Fringe. The glamorous Golden Age of Fringe were the 1920s. Fashion elements from this decade are easily identifiable. Dresses were loose, cut from luxurious fabrics, and finished off with a fringed trim. Designers Madeleine Vionnet and Charles Worth are credited with pioneering the 20s version of fringed fashion. Worth created a silvery tinsel dress, while Vionnet's version featured a bold floral print accented with long sweeping fringes. The Golden Age of Fringe. One dress in particular was completely covered in fringe. It was a popular party dress due to a special effect. When dancing, the fringe would move and shake along with the wearer. Many iconic celebrities from this era incorporated glamorous fringe looks into their wardrobes. A rebellious edge. Fringe fell briefly out of fashion for a few years. It returned in the 1950s, taking a more rebellious edge. Leather biker jackets began to be featured with fringe detailing. The Hells Angels motorcycle jackets and gloves were frequently embellished with it. Elvis Presley's fringe jackets became part of this signature look. It was also a fashionable trim for silver screen divas such as Rita Hayworth. Here is a picture of fringe detailing dating back to the 1950s. These are Hells Angels jackets. Please note the fringing details on these garments. Elvis Presley's beaded fringe jacket created a fashion sensation during the 50s. On the right is an image of Rita Hayworth sporting a dress with fringe detailing. '60s and '70s. Fringe styles came full circle in the 60s and 70s when many designers became inspired by the original Native American fringe as well as styles from Africa. Yves Saint Laurent created two fringe-filled collections in 1967 and many celebrities wore fringe jackets and dresses in suede. It became an especially iconic look for Cher, who incorporated fringe into both casual wear and evening wear. Here are few images from the Yves Saint Laurent's collection in the 1960s. What we are seeing here are Cher's collections from 1970s. Fringes in the modern day. Currently, fringes have been trending for the past couple of seasons. It has been seen on the runways of Derek Lam, Eden, Hugo Boss, Diane von Furstenberg, Anna Sui, and Prabal Gurung, just to name a few. It is a trend that continues to pop up and is probably here to stay. Types of fringes. Fringing is one of those finishing touches which looks beautiful on almost all clothes. These fabric trims can be used on just about anything: your dance outfit, your scarf, skirts, shawls, wrap scarves, kaftan side edges, or along the yokes on dresses or shirts or sleeve seams in jackets. Types of fringes. The following are the different types of fringes: loop fringes, brush fringes, bullion fringes, self fabric fringes, fabric or leather strip fringes, tassel fringes, layered fringes, pom-pom fringes, and beaded fringes. Loop fringes. Loop fringes are looped at the base of the fringe. This fringe is made by making small loops and tacking them in place with small anchoring stitches. Make this type of loops and stacking stitches in a straight line along the edge. End the line with a few back stitches. You get a scalloped effect if you grade the loops. Brush fringes. Brush fringe is a cut fringe made of yarn. Make loop fringes with 6 or more strands of embroidered thread. Clip the end edge of the loops, cutting all of them open. You can also individually cut the center of all loops. Ensure the cut is straight and even. Use your needle to separate the flaws so that the fringe looks full and fluffy. Bullion fringes. Bullion fringes are made of cord rather than with yarns. Quick bullion fringes can be made with cord by this method. To make this trim, cut out a strip of interfacing the length and width of the trim you want. One can use a card sheet, but interfacing is the right thing. Wrap the cord around. Self fabric fringe. This type of a fringe is made from the weave of the fabric itself. To make this fringe, one has to make a single straight stitch across the fabric edge, some half inches inside. The weft thread has to be removed one by one so that only warp thread is left, making up the fringe. fabric strip or leather fringes. It starts by cutting a strip of leather of a fabric of about 4 inches or long. Quarter-inch straight lines are marked apart with a scale. Straight cuts till about ½ inch to the other edge are made with sharp scissors. A rotary cutter can be used as well, keeping it on a hard surface or self-heating mat. Tassel fringes. The tassel fringes has tassels attached to it as shown in the image here. The Indian sari is a best example for sporting tassel fringes, especially the silk ones. Layered fringes. Layered fringe involves making knots in intervals in layers of fringes. You can do it by making brush fringes and cutting the edges evenly. Separate the strands of thread of fringes and divide the fringe thread into two. Hold the fringes half from one loop and the next half from the adjacent loop. With a single strand of thread, make a knot in the middle of the two loops. Continue doing the same with all the loops. The image here shows layered fringes on women's earrings. Pom-pom fringes. These are fringes with pom-poms attached to it. We can see some examples here. Beaded fringe. Beaded fringes are the prettiest of all fringes, but it takes work. Beads are to be worked on needle and thread throughout the edge. There are several methods to do a beaded fringe, like by threading the needle with one bugle bead, one round bead, and then another bugle bead. It can also be done by making It can also be done by threading the needle and thread with a sequin and a bead. There are endless opportunities of innovation. Now let us look at some examples of usage of fringe in contemporary fashion. Here are images from Zuhaid Murad Fashion Runway 2018. On the left is a silver colored sheer dress with beaded fringes. On the right is a white crop top with synthetic fabric fringes. On the left we see a black engineered dress with front slit and brush fringes by Zuhair Murad. On the right is a golden dress with all over golden long brush fringes, again by Zuhair Murad. On the left is a white two-piece dress with long tassel hem fringes, again by Zuhair Murad. On the right is another outfit from the same designer. It is a floral gown with a cape. Black brush fringes at the cape edges gives it a good flow. On the left is a multicolored dress with brush fringes all over the skirt. On the right is a sheer red dress with geometrical designs and tassel fringe placements. The image on the left shows a translucent studded dress with multi-layered fringes. On the right is a red front open dress with waist belt and elongated front hem fringes. On the left is a deep neck wide top with horizontal front hem fringes. On the right is a sheer dress with black geometric all over designs and long fabric strip fringes. The first image shows a white laced dress with contrast black waistband and attached white fringes. This is also a good example of emphasis that we learnt in previous unit. In this case, the emphasis is on the belt. On the right is silver studded dress with a black coat and attached white fading fringes. A black mini dress with all over beaded fringes can be seen on the left. On the right is another fringe dress from Zuhair Murad, Spring 2008, ready to wear fashion show. A white sheer top with lace and fringed effects can be seen on the left. On the right is a golden deep necked fringed dress. A light brown strapped full length fringe dress can be seen on the left. On the right is a white mini dress with long brush fringes. Both are part of Zuhair Murad Spring 2008 ready to wear collection. On the left is a pure white dress with fringed overlay. On the right is a black leather dress with waist belt and black tassel fringes. An off brown sheer dress with flared trousers and bottom hem in sheer fringes. On the right is a white off shouldered deep neck dress with attached shoulder fringes by Zuhair Murad. A black slit sleeve dress with sleeve hem brush fringes can be seen on the left. On the right is a draped graphic dress with dual toned sleeve fringes, part of the Zuhair Murad Spring 2008 couture. On the left is a teal sequined dress with fringed overlay. A violet hand purse with attached long fringes can be seen on the right. Fawn green dress with attached bottom fringes can be seen on the left. On the right is a black jumpsuit with fabric fringes at shoulder and side hem. A black dress with overcoat and overall bottom sequined fringes can be seen in the image on the left. On the right is a black yoked leather skirt with tasseled fringes at the bottom hem. White sheer full sleeve dress with studs and layered fringes can be seen on the left. A deep necked A-line dress with neck band and self fringes at the bottom can be seen. So far, we have been seeing fringed garments from designer Zuhair Murad collection. Now let us look at some images from Marquesa Resort 2018 fashion show. On the left is a studded dress with jewelry and layered beaded fringes. On the right is a carmine red deep neck dress with layered fringes. A moss green V-neck dress with laced top and layered brush fringes can be seen on the left. On the right is a floral deep necked full sleeve dress with random tasseled fringes. Tie detailed off shoulder dress with all over ombre dyed fringes can be seen on the left. On the right is Poppy Delivigne in silver studded fringed dress. A steel blue layered dress by Marquesa Notte Spring 2018 ready to wear fashion show can be seen on the left. On the right is a carnelian red laced deep neck dress. A floral A-line dress with multi-layered black fringed bottom can be seen on the left. On the right has a tie detail floral all over brushed fringe dress. A beige satin draped dress with long bordered fringes can be seen on the left. A floral V-neck dress with multi-layered black fringes by Marquesa. A misty rose floral patched fringe dress can be seen on the left. On the right is a flossy white satin dress with brush fringe all over bottom dress. A plunging V neckline tulle and gold lace gown with multicolored floral threadwork embroidery and floor length fringing can be seen on the left. On the right is strapless ostrich feather gown. On the left is Blake Lively in a floral fringe Marquesa midi dress. On the right is a pink and black fringed evening gown. On the left is a gleaming white laced mini dress with tassel fringes. On the right is Marquesa Notte Bridal Spring 2018 column wedding gown with fringe details. On the left is an illusion neckline, satin faced organza and pleated tulle gown with pearl and crystal necklace embroidery, chantilly lace underlay and strands of two cut and micro pearl fringing at the skirt. On the right is a beaded and tied feather fringed gown. Floral high neck yoke dress with multicolored long fringes can be seen on the left. A black off-shoulder laced mini dress with layered fringing can be seen on the right. We will also see few examples of usage of fringes from designer Christopher Kane. These examples are from Christopher Kane 2018 collections. On the left is a translucent synthetic overlay dress with fringed bottom. On the right is a white tassel fringed Christopher Kane Fall 2018 ready to wear fashion show. A white graphic top and multicolored mini skirt with fringe detailing. On the right is a cropped fringe cardigan by Christopher Kane. A crystal embellished blazer with crystal fringe skirt can be seen on the left. On the right is a white slingback bootie with crystal fringes. A metal fringe midi dress can be seen on the left. A fringed crocheted colorful print dress can be seen on the right. Chunky oversized knitwear with fringing and tassels can be seen on the left. On the right is a black deep-necked mini dress with diagonal blue fringe detailing. Now let us have a look at some examples of fringes in kids wear. On the left is a girl's t-shirt with a beautiful fringed hem. On the right is a sports shorts and fringe detail. This is a freebie denim shorts, slouchy denim shorts featuring statement embroidery and raw fringes on the sides. On the right is a fringed look for kids wear for winter. On the left is a toddler girl's fashion kids swimsuit with fringes. On the right is a blue and white striped dress featuring fringes at the bottom. Let us have a look at these fringed accessories. On the left is a hierarchy white and golden fringed drop earrings. On the right is coral silk long tassel earrings with crystal by Art Mari Design. Large fringe earrings in white gold with diamonds can be seen on the left. On the right is a Rabo fringe earrings by Anthropology. An antique diamond and emerald beaded fringe necklace can be seen on the left. A light grey shawl with long self fringes can be seen in the outfit on the right. while goodliness for page 101. Leather handbags with leather tassel fringes can be seen on the left. On the right, we see a fringe choker in yellow gold by Jack Vartanian. Fringe usage in interiors. On the left is an ivory fringe pillow by Corey Lynn Carter. On the right is a round macrame wall hanging. It is a wall decor of rope and fringing. Here we can see Aura hammock fringe duvet cover. Please note on the left, the mirror has fringe detailing in neutral colors. On the right is an eclectic golden fringed ottoman cover. Bullion fringes for army ranks. Gold laced regiment British and French military bullion can be spotted on the left. On the right is a military uniform shoulder fringe. Let us look at some of the fringed hairstyles. The image on the left shows Emma Roberts with a blonde bob, swapping it for a super blunt bob adorned with a poker straight sci-fi style fringe. On the right is Emma Watson with dark brown hair color and a super short choppy micro fringe. On the left is Lily James with her Cinderella-esque roots, adding a 70s vibe curved fringes. On the right is Ariana Grande going silver and adding a micro fringe. Conclusion. In this module, you were given an overview of the history of fringes. You also learnt about the different types of fringes. You will now be able to recognize the usage of fringes in the current fashion scenario. Thank you.